Now, the country is worse off now than it was in September 2022 when President William Ruto took charge. This is according to the Kenya National Commission on Human Rights, KNCHR, the Law Society of Kenya, LSK, and the Kenya Civil Society Group, which in 3 different press conferences today launched a scathing attack on President William Ruto's administration ahead of Ruto's 3rd State of the Nation address tomorrow, which is Thursday. And as NTV's David Mudhoka reports, the 3 groups have singled out the high cost of living, runaway corruption, and the rampant violation of human rights through extrajudicial killings, abductions, and arbitrary arrests as some of the reasons why the country has been on a downward trend for more than 2 years now.
The President.
With just a few hours before President William Ruto delivers his State of the Nation address from Parliament, members of the civil society are worried about the country's trajectory, saying it is on a slippery slope since President William Ruto took power in September 2022.
Thank you so much, CEO.
The publicly funded Kenya National Commission on Human Rights, KNCHR, has revealed that in the past 3 months alone, it recorded 60 deaths of protesters, most of whom the commission claims were killed by police officers, 610 protesters who sustained injuries ranging from serious fractures to bullet wounds during this year's demonstrations, 1,376 arbitrary arrests, and 25 officers who sustained injuries inflicted by protesters. In those 90 days, the commission further recorded 97 femicide cases and 74 abductions, out of which 26 are yet to be solved, meaning at least 26 Kenyans are still missing. KNCHR has further listed other reasons why the country is on the wrong trajectory.
There's rising tension and anguish among the people, particularly on the high cost of living, lack of adequate access to essential services such as health and education, as well as impunity and lack of accountability.
Another group that also issued a hard-hitting verdict against the President Ruto administration is the Law Society of Kenya, which affirmed that the country is backsliding under Ruto and added that some judges are being bribed to look the other way.
We have effectively returned to the era of an uncountable state power, extrajudicial killings, abduction, corruption, weaponizing investigative agencies for political purposes, undermining media freedom, and insidious overbearing hand on organized civil society organizations.
Another group that is piling pressure on the government is the Kenya Civil Society Group, which upped the ante in its scathing criticism against Ruto by saying that his administration had lost direction, public confidence, and should now be investigated over the extrajudicial killings of Kenyans in the June, July, and August Anti-Finance Bill 2024 protests.
Ironically, it is this very president who promised that none of these egregious acts of human rights violations were going to take place under his administration. What we witnessed during the pro-good governance demonstrations against the Finance Bill 2024 in June and July was at a scale like we never witnessed even at the height of the Moi dark eras.
The group has further termed the president's State of the Nation address on Thursday as a public relations exercise, and that Ruto will only make the address because the Constitution demands that he does so. Focus now shifts to President William Ruto, who will be making his annual State of the Nation address on Thursday afternoon to see how he will respond to the issues raised. David Mudhoka, NTV, Nairobi.
Now, Uganda's